Stop scrolling. The car you're looking at isn't a limousine, isn't an SUV, and definitely isn't polite. This is Cadillac 2026 in its purest form, a low, wide, unapologetic coupe that looks like someone turned an Escalade into a supercar. Welcome back to New Car Insider. I'm your host, and today we're talking about the Cadillac 2026 flagship performance coupe, a car that doesn't just want to compete with Europe's best, it wants to intimidate them. Is this the return of truly wild American luxury, or just a beautiful experiment? Let's find out. From the first walk around, this new Cadillac looks like a concept car that somehow escaped the auto show floor. The hood is long and low, stretching forward to meet a huge upright grille filled with vertical chrome bars and an illuminated crest at the center. Slim LED headlights cut into the fenders like razor blades, with stacked light signatures that make the nose instantly recognizable at night. Massive intakes in the lower bumper feed air to cooling systems and brakes, but they're sculpted into the body so the front end looks clean rather than cluttered. Move to the side and the proportions are pure Grand Touring Super Coupe. The roofline sits low and flows in one continuous arc from the windshield to the rear deck, with hardly any visual break. The cabin is pushed far back, giving that classic long hood, short deck stance that defined the great American personal luxury coupes of the past. The wheel arches are filled by gigantic multi-spoke alloys that show off high-performance brakes behind them, and the bodywork around those wheels is carved with deep air channels that give both visual drama and real aerodynamic benefit. At the rear, the car blends modern restraint with unmistakable Cadillac cues. Vertical taillights, an iconic brand signature, bookend a muscular tail that tapers inward, emphasizing width and stance. The trunk lid features a subtle integrated lip spoiler, while the lower valance houses a diffuser flanked by large sculpted exhaust outlets. There's no giant wing or boy racer nonsense. The car looks like it was tailored, not tuned. Under that sculpted body, Cadillac 2026 goes for serious firepower. Expect a twin-turbocharged V8 or a high-output hybrid system as the centerpiece, with power figures comfortably north of 600 horsepower. Electric assist isn't just about economy. It fills in torque down low, gives instant response off the line, and allows for a stealthy, near-silent mode when you're gliding through the city late at night. Power routes through a fast-shifting automatic transmission with paddle shifters, sending thrust to the rear wheels, or in some trims through a performance-oriented all-wheel drive system capable of shuffling torque to whichever corner can use it best. Chassis tuning is where this Cadillac separates itself from its softer predecessors. The structure is stiff and heavily braced, using a mix of high-strength steel, aluminum, and composite elements to keep weight in check. Adaptive magnetic dampers, one of Cadillac's signature technologies, constantly adjust to road conditions, plus an air suspension mode on higher trims, lets the car hunker down at speed and lift slightly for steep driveways. In comfort, the ride has that classic Cadillac glide, smoothing out broken pavement. In sport and track modes, the body control tightens, body roll nearly vanishes, and the car suddenly feels far smaller and more eager than its footprint suggests. Open the door, and you're greeted by a cabin that finally matches Cadillac's bold exterior promise. The dashboard is a layered sculpture of leather, genuine metal, and carefully chosen accent materials: carbon fiber, open-pore wood, or perhaps backlit crystal, depending on spec. A massive curved display spans from behind the steering wheel to the center of the dash, housing both a reconfigurable digital instrument cluster and a high-resolution infotainment system. The graphics are crisp, the animation smooth, and the interface supports everything from wireless smartphone mirroring to track mode telemetry and a full 3D navigation suite. The front seats are thrones built for fast touring. Deep bolsters hold you securely in place during spirited driving, while multi-way power adjustment, heating, ventilation, and massage keep you comfortable on long journeys. The seating position is low and sporty, with the dash wrapping around you in a subtle cockpit effect, but visibility is helped by clever glass design and a full array of cameras. In the rear, you'll find two sculpted seats, more lounge chairs than afterthoughts. With enough legroom for adults on shorter trips and kids on road trip duty. Technology extends beyond screens and seats. Cadillac's latest semi-autonomous system offers hands-free driving on compatible highways, using high-definition mapping, driver monitoring cameras, and a suite of radar and lidar sensors. A head-up display projects critical information, speed, navigation, even performance data, right onto the windshield. The audio experience is pure theater, a multi-speaker system developed with a high-end audio brand using 3D sound processing and acoustic glass to create a private concert hall inside the cabin. Despite its dramatic looks, this Cadillac still understands practicality. The front trunk, if the powertrain layout allows, adds extra storage, while the rear trunk is deep enough for weekend luggage and a couple of golf bags. Fold-down rear seat backs or a pass-through make it possible to carry longer items. Small storage areas throughout the cabin are thoughtfully placed: a wireless charging pad, hidden cup holders, a cooled compartment for drinks, and secure spaces for keys, wallets, or a compact camera. On the road, the Cadillac 2026 feels like two cars in one. In its relaxed mode, the powertrain hums quietly, the steering is light, and the suspension breathes over imperfections. You're insulated from wind and tire noise, with active noise cancellation working alongside those thick glass panels. It's a car that turns a stressful commute into something you can actually look forward to. A moving sanctuary where you control the soundtrack and the pace. Switch it into its most aggressive setting, though, and everything changes. The exhaust note deepens and sharpens, the transmission drops a gear, and the car surges forward with authority. Turn-in is crisp, the front end biting harder than you expect from such a luxurious shape. Mid-corner, the chassis feels balanced and communicative. You can sense what the rear tires are doing, adjust your line with the throttle, and rely on the stability systems to catch you only when you truly overstep. Brakes are strong and consistent, with big multi-piston calipers biting down on large rotors, giving you repeated high-speed stops without fade. Who is this Cadillac 2026 for? It's for the buyer who's tired of seeing the same German coupes at every valet stand and wants something with presence and a story. It's for the enthusiast who remembers when Cadillac meant massive power, unapologetic style, and bold engineering, and who wants that spirit updated for the modern era. And it's for people who want a car that can do it all. Look jaw-dropping parked outside a hotel, gobble up highway miles in supreme comfort, and still make you grin like a kid when you find an empty on-ramp. In a market obsessed with SUVs and cautious design, this Cadillac stands out as a statement. It says that American luxury doesn't have to be subtle, that it can mix muscle and elegance in one outrageous package. If Cadillac commits to building it the way it looks, without watering down the performance or the drama, this could be the halo car that defines the brand for the next decade. Now I want to hear from you. If Cadillac offered this 2026 Super Coupe alongside its EV sedans and SUVs, would you choose it over a BMW 8 Series, Mercedes-AMG GT, or even some Italian exotics? And would you prefer a roaring twin-turbo V8 or a silent, instant torque electric version? Let me know in the comments. If this deep dive into Cadillac's wild new flagship got your heart racing, hit that like button, subscribe to New Car Insider, and ring the bell so you don't miss our upcoming comparison, where we pit this beast against the world's best GTs on paper. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next review.